today's topic, you know, I was asked this question: why do I have to urinate before or after sex? I mean, I just had sex with my husband, with my spouse, with my partner. I just had sex with someone I know so well, and I know he's very faithful, and I know what he can do. I asked that question, and I know many of us are like, "What is she saying? What do you mean by urinating after sex or before sex? Why really?" So when I asked the question, I got an answer: to prevent urinary tract infection. Then I was like, okay, prevent urinary tract infection. Where is the infection coming from? Where is it coming from? How can I get urinary tract infection from sexual intercourse? So if you really want to know how this is possible, then you may have to stick to this video, and please do like, subscribe, and of course turn the notification. So let's get into the main deal. Now you have a spouse, you have a partner that you trust so well with your life and with your everything, and you know what this person can or cannot do. You have this sex toy that you know how well you keep it, you know you are the only one using it and all whatnot. You also have this cucumber that is dedicated to you. You know, some people make use of cucumber. I just had it recently. Okay, so let's get to the main business here. So you have all of these things that you use to gratify yourself sexually, and you're wondering, okay, so how do I get urinary tract infection? I mean, they are mine and I know how I take care of it. Sometimes I was going through my Facebook feeds, and I bumped into this video where this lady was in the ATM machine line, and her official penis fell from her purse, so she had to pick it. When she picked it up, she was washing it with such a water with her hand that we don't know how clean it is. And can I shock you? She may stop at the next restroom and stick the thing right inside her vagina, and oh lord, and continue from where she stopped. And that is a very bad one, and this particular act can actually expose her to having urinary tract infection, expose her to having other infections, other complications. Exactly. The reason why we advise women especially to pee after sexual intercourse is because the vagina, the vagina is not where you pass urine from. Okay, the vagina is different, and the urethral tract is also different. That's where you pass your urine from. The urethral tract is in both the vaginal canal. So why we advise women to urinate after sex is because the vagina has this natural bacteria, this natural acid. Natural acid that prevents bacteria from going in there and causing whatever harm. So it kind of reduces the effectuality of any bacteria that tries to lodge into the vagina. But the urethral tract does not really have such. And the only weapon that the urethral tract makes use of is the urine. That is the reason why we advise women to pee after sexual intercourse. Now you'll be like, okay, I'm making use of my husband. My husband is making use of his penis. He's not using anything, or he's making use of his finger. He's fingering you, and so I don't think such thing would happen. But let me tell you something. Sometimes sexual intercourse just happens, let's say spontaneously. You don't really plan for it. Okay, maybe today be like, promise myself I'm not gonna have sex today. I want to focus on this and finish it right today. And then your husband comes back home and he bought bucket of chicken, and he bought flowers, and he bought ice cream, and then all of a sudden you guys start yourself kissing, and all of a sudden you start yourself having sex. So at that point in time, that is not the moment you've been. I think you should go and take your break now before we continue, or I think you should take your break before we do any other thing. I can't touch you until you take it. No, at that time it's more like spontaneous, and you are in the mood, and you are feeling the whole moment, and you're trying to to play along. So at that point in time, your husband may have visited the toilet, and you know one thing about the men: once they sit on the toilet seat, their penis tends to collapse into the toilet bowl. So there is high possibility that your husband must have visited you before the spontaneous sexual atmosphere in intercourse. Cannot stop this particular spontaneous activity from happening. But the least you could do is to ensure this is actually a preventive measure. It is a preventive measure. We are not saying that every moment that your husband comes right upon you, to have sex with you, or your spouse comes to have sex with you, and he has visited you and has lots of bacteria, hovering over his penis. But we are just making it to be part of us, so that in case there are days like this, you would escape. So that is the reason why. So the urine helps to flush out whatever bacteria that may have lodged in during the time of sex, that may have successfully lodged into the urethra. Remember, the urethra during this time of sexual intercourse. So now, why do we have to pee before sexual intercourse? We have to pee before sexual intercourse because we don't want a situation. I mean, you and I, we do not want a situation. Even the men, we do not want a situation where we are in the middle of having this great moment, and you're like, babe, and he's like, yes, babe, I think I need to pee, and he's like, you're going to miss out on the good stuff. You don't want to say, I think I need to pee in the middle of you having orgasm. You don't want such. And remember, the anatomical structure of the female vagina, the female reproductive system is different from that of the male. If a male is about to have sexual intercourse, but every business about the bladder closes, shuts down. But that of the female, when the female is about to have sexual intercourse, the bladder works perfectly fine and the vagina works perfectly fine. That means you can actually pee. If your bladder is filled up and you are having sex, you can actually pee. You can pee, remember, you can pee if your bladder is filled up. Even at the point of having sex, you can end up peeing, messing yourself up. We don't want that. So you have to pee before sex, and you have to pee after sex. This is so as to have a wonderful sexual life. Thank you for staying to this moment. I hope you enjoyed this video. We've come to the end already. So the least you could do is to like, subscribe, and of course turn on the notification. Thank you so much for staying this long. Love you.